sorry for the hurt that your post caused people?
I take my responsibility for posting that. Some things that were questionable in there, untrue. Like I said, and the first time you guys asked me when I was sitting on that stage, I don't believe everything that everybody posts. It's a documentary. So I take my responsibility.
It seems like Adam Silver wanted to hear the word "I apologize," or in your mind, you said, "I didn't mean to cause any harm." Were you apologizing, or did you not apologize?
I didn't mean to cause any harm. I'm not the one that made the documentary.
So, again, noticeably absent were the words, "I'm sorry," and that was not good enough for the Nets. They suspended him for at least 5 games late yesterday afternoon because he failed to, quote, unequivocally say he has no anti-Semitic beliefs. Then later last night, Irving responded to that with an apology on Instagram. It is lengthy, but of great note, he does include saying, "To all Jewish families and communities that are hurt and affected from my post, I am deeply sorry to have caused you pain, and I apologize." So that's a lot of information to take in, but again, all of that happened in one day, and here's the only person I know who can sort it out for us, and that's Adrian Wojnarowski. So, Woj, first and foremost, I think a lot of people are wondering, how did it take so long to get where it got last night? Take us through these last few days.
Greeny, going back to late last week when Kyrie Irving shared that anti-Semitic documentary to his Twitter account into the weekend, I think Joe Tsai, the Nets owner, I think his hope was that he could have a process with Kyrie Irving of educating him about why what he shared was so hurtful to the Jewish community, to the community at large. And instead of necessarily forcing him into an apology, he didn't know necessarily that he believed or understood why he felt he had to give it, that he was going to work with the American Defamation League. And together, they would help to educate Irving and then come to an understanding where he could have a fuller view of the entire scenario. And he saw it as something of a teachable moment. And this is amid, I think, both Nets management, the league office, pushing Joe Tsai to be more punitive, a suspension, a punishment. And as the days wore on and Kyrie Irving had a chance on Saturday night, then again yesterday, publicly with the media, to disavow, condemn the contents of that movie, to say that he was not anti-Semitic, those 2 public appearances, and then a joint statement with the Nets a couple days ago that still fell short. I think finally Joe Tsai realized, even after Adam Silver didn't want to wait for Joe Tsai anymore to figure this out with Kyrie Irving, he put his own statement out and wasn't going to just allow the Nets to handle this, let Joe Tsai handle it. You come to a situation yesterday where the Nets suspend Kyrie Irving for at least 5 games and come out with an extremely, a strongly worded statement that certainly many would have liked to have seen days ago. And
we'll have more time later to get more deeply into this part of it, but that was one tumultuous day. What should we expect to happen now?
Well, the Nets, when it comes to Kyrie Irving, they say he has to meet, I think they termed it a series, of remedial, objective remedial sequence of trying to make this right over the next, at least through these 5 games. Now, I think you saw with Kyrie Irving, the apology that he posted on his Instagram late last night. Listen, he could have probably avoided the suspension if at any point in the last week he shared most of those sentiments and maybe a little more. He probably wouldn't be suspended now, but it took until he was suspended for him to share that last night. So you're looking at now at least 5 games without Kyrie Irving, and certainly I think his future in Brooklyn very much in question.